Talk to us about excellence.
Firstly, I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
It's a year of the gathering clouds.
Yes, indeed.
And my first time in 2022, so
Oh,
happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Doctor. Good to see you always.
Same here. So just thinking about what you said now, I remember some months ago, Pastor gave us an illustration about how he began to drive, learning how to drive. And he said there were three major things that he had to understand after his first attempt that didn't really go well. He said the first thing is the manual, understanding the processes of the vehicle. The second thing was understanding and learning the road signs. And then the third thing was learning other road users, how to interact with other road users. This actually summarizes the expressions of excellence, because excellence is the outward show of an excellent spirit. So it's not really from outside in, it's what is already inside, coming out in your thoughts, in your actions, in how you see it. You know, Jesus said to watch, not just watch what you see, but also, not what you hear, but how you hear.
yes.
See, it's about how you hear. It's about what you hear. It's about how you see what you see. So, just taking the example that you gave just now, understanding other road users. For everyone else, these are other people that you relate with, your different relationships. So the manual is the word of God. First thing is, you know the manual. What does the manual say? Look at what you said about how mediocrity is now being celebrated. And excellence is as though it's far-fetched. But thank God for a man of God. So the manual, because sometimes when you strive and you go for excellence, there are those who think you're doing too much.
Exactly.
And the reason is because they do not know the manual. So they don't know it is the expectation of the manual. This is how it ought to be. This is the norm.
So it's not unusual.
No, it's not unusual. So the first thing you need to do is really understand what is the expectation? What is the standard? And only God's word can give you that standard. How you should relate with people. How should you speak? How should you think? That's the first thing you do. You study the manual. Then now that you know the manual, the next thing is you've got to learn the road signs. That means practical.
Let's take it slow down.
Yep.
Manual.
Yeah.
How do you speak?
Yeah.
How do you think?
Yeah.
How do you relate with people?
Absolutely.
So write that down first.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah. So the manual contains literally every aspect of life. You find those who are excellent in some things and are not in other things. See, that means they have not gotten the full grasp of the manual. So you go for more. You go for more. There are areas you think you're lagging behind, you go for more. You learn more. Now, once you get it, because there are those who have head knowledge, they understand the manual, they can quote it, they hear pastor, they listen to the messages. And then when they speak, you wonder, what have you been hearing?
Yeah.
Because, you see, the next thing is, when you get that manual, you go to practice, know the road signs. Because for some people, many times, it's about their threshold. You see, for example, what could get somebody into depression, somebody else will be standing, not even moved by that same situation. So the threshold has been extended. See, so now, but to extend it is by practice. So you start learning, putting to work what you are reading, what you're hearing, what you're watching from the manual. You see, because if your examples, if your content, if you're learning from the wrong manual, you can imagine already what the result would be. Because if you're learning from the wrong people, so first is about the source, get the right information from the Word of God.
Yeah.
Then secondly, get out and practice. Begin to apply what you're learning. You see, the thing is, if you really think about it just the way I said now about other road users, it would make a great difference for you. When you are driving, you might be an excellent driver, but you are not alone on that road.
Yeah.
you have to be considerate of other road users. There's a guy who is driving, he's angry. There's a learner on that road.
There's somebody who's in a hurry.
There's one who is in a hurry on that road.
Exactly.
Very typical.
Yes. So you might be an excellent driver, but you're not excellent until you are considerate of other people, you see, on that road. Then we can say he's an excellent driver. You know when to slow down.
Yes.
You know when to let others, allow them, give them space to move. So so it's not about you alone, because excellence is not, you can't measure excellence unless it is tested.
Yes,
You see,
true.
unless it is tested. So you get out. So the road signs are, in quotes, not humans, how you relate with your work, for example. The road users about how you relate with other humans, right? But the first one about how you relate with your work. How do you deal with your assignment? How much time do you put into what you're asked to do? For example, I learned something many years ago, that every piece of me is so important, and it represents me. So I am so conscious of what goes out from me. And that's how pastor is. For many years, the messages, when you listen, is the same content. Pastor has been so conscious.
Consistent.
You see, how much excellence you display, or how much you're willing to put into giving out excellence all the time, is about the consciousness of your destination, where you're headed.
No, doctor, sorry,
Yeah.
I mean, just to ask a question from what you're saying.
Yeah.
Our man Goratley has said that excellence is the outworkings of God's, the personality of God in a man's life.
Yes.
And somebody is saying, why must I be excellent? I'm just doing my best. I mean, this is what they say I should do. I just do my own. And every other thing is there. Why must I be excellent? Why is excellence really
Because
needed?
now I'm considering
I'm
other
just,
people.
yeah, considering other
I'm
people.
making sure that it is not my best, it is the best. You understand? So
Yeah.
sometimes people think it's too much. What is it? I've done my best. My best should be okay.
It should be okay.
So the thing is that not being excellent has consequences.
Yeah.
Yes, and most times, so they are in different levels, different grades, but there are consequences for not being excellent. The Bible says that he that deals with a slack hand, he said he will be poor. Sometimes it's not about the poverty of not having resources. It is the poverty of the mind. It's about how much you can achieve. It's about how much you can do.
You will not have grace.
Did you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So there's a limitation that is placed on you. I remember trying to explain this. I like to use this illustration about the mind. People don't know that they didn't just appear, where they are right now. They didn't just show up on the scene. And that's why people say things like, this is the way I am. No. There were things that have happened in your life that got you to where you are. Nobody just appeared and started acting in a certain way. No, there was an investment when you were growing up from your parents, your environment. So don't have the idea that this is how you were born. No, some things have been sown that are now showing up in these your reactions. Let me explain. A man of God told us that the mind is the doorway to the spirit. So let's look at it this way. So think about, you have the outer door, the middle one, and then the inner door, and then the spirit. Okay, the very important illustration. So the outer door, the outermost door, is the conscious mind. The next one is the preconscious mind. Then this last one is the unconscious mind, and then the spirit. Everything that's happened in your life since when you were a child went into the unconscious mind, the last part before your spirit. So how you respond to people, how you think about people is a direct reflection of what you have in your unconscious mind. So what do you need to do? You start changing and replacing the content of the unconscious mind.
Sure.
How do you do it? With the word.
Okay.
You start sowing the word,
Renew your mind.
affirming the word, putting it in, renewing your mind
Yes.
in that unconscious mind.
Yeah.
Such that it gets to a point where by default, your response is just lovely. Your response is beautiful. See, 'cause at the beginning, it might be like a struggle. Sometimes you are responding nicely, sometimes you forget.
Okay, okay, because you know when you say that, I just remember listening to a dear man of God and the particular message where he talked about how that when you go to a restaurant to go anywhere and they open the door for you, say thank you.
Yes.
And I began to do it, and it has really helped me. Now, talking about that and the attitude now, because I want to bring attitude to the play.
Yes.
Because in doing it, like you said, you can be able to reach out to people, and whether some persons they are easily triggered. This little thing happened, they've gone out and they're like blasting, gone blazing.
Yes.
Like between a security
A security man and
Yes.
you know, maybe okay, example, you go to a place and they say, sir, please can you kindly just sit and wait, like, or can you kindly open? How on earth do you know that is the national anthem that we say here in Nigeria? Do you know who I am?
Yes.
Then the next question, where the banter comes up, who are you? And it is this back and forth and things like that.
Yeah.
How do we really get what's the right attitude? What do we get to do to really pose this thing well? Because man, for us, sometimes some people just see, when we just see security personnel, there's already this thing already coming, as in, it's already willing, like, if this guy try me to, I will give him a hot one.
Not just security, like handyman.
Handyman, yes. And it's already, that's the
superiority
thing.
complex,
Yes.
like,
So what do we...
I must be nasty to these people because I think I'm more superior
Yes.
to them or something like
Yes, you know, the first thing is about your understanding of who you are. Pastor told us that leadership is for responsibility. When you become a leader, you take responsibility. I'll tell you what I mean. Now, imagine that you got to a place and you felt humiliated by someone or by, you felt you were not respected enough. Now, the question is, I know already that I am excellent. I know already that this is who God has called me to be.
Yeah.
So I don't need anyone to define for me, you see. So I'm not moved by what you think about me. Then think about something that really changed my life. Leadership is for responsibility. Learning to take responsibility for everything that happens to you.
Exactly.
I'll give you an example. So the cab guy, the driver, the taxi driver who took you was rude to you. And then you say to yourself, it's because I'm in his taxi. If I had my car, I would never be in this situation. So I take responsibility. It is not his fault. It is me being in this vehicle. So I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to improve, get my car. Look at the mentality. For example, someone insulted you, okay? And the person did that because he didn't know you. Now, somebody else would have come in that same situation and will be respected. That means you need more influence. So instead of getting angry and, oh, he insulted me, you say, it's not his fault. So you put the entire responsibility on yourself.
Exactly.
And say, I will grow more. I will have more influence.
problem.
It's okay. It's okay. If I get more influence, this wouldn't happen.
Or maybe he's just having a bad day.
Yes. And think about it. Like we want people to consider us. We want people to think about us,
like
but we
us.
don't think about others.
Yeah, somebody rightly said that I'm responsible for what I say to you, but I'm not responsible for how you respond to me.
No.
I heard someone say, I'm not responsible for how you respond to me, but I'm responsible for what I say to you. I said, did you think about what you said? Did you even think about it?
A man of God told us that there is a voice, there's sweet voice. The way you present what you present.
Yeah.
Communication is key.
Very key.
You cannot say it doesn't matter how you receive it. The question is, if it's thrown to you that way, would you like it? So it's about understanding who you see. A man of God told us that honor begets honor, and that men of honor, they honor others.
Yeah.
I'm honorable. So I know that I should give honor. So it's easy for me to give honor. The thing about it is, most times we go beyond ourselves. Pastor said, don't arrogate to yourself unnecessary authority. You ask yourself, with all that I have done, God still loves me. He still talks to me. What should someone really do?
That will make me back.
So you ask who am I really? It's like how people sometimes want to be appeased. they want you to beg them, and you offended them. They are waiting for apology, and even sometimes when you give the apology, they are not serious. They want more. You see, they have put on themselves this authority. Bible said, don't take the place of God, where you are. You now need to be begged and appeased. No, even before you ask forgiveness, you forgive.
See, can I quickly share a story? Something happened recently that, not recently, a while back.
Yeah.
You know these NEPA officials, they came, you know how they come, check, then it was still, I was paying by, not prepaid, it was the other.
Postpaid.
Yeah.
Yes, postpaid.
I'll pay, and then when you don't pay for a month, they'll come take your light. So this lady came with their team, I'd already paid, but because she didn't see anybody at home, she was already threatening to cut the light. So I called her, don't do it. I'm already coming home to get the receipt to give it to you. Lo and behold, I go home, they had cut the light. And I just saw them driving off. So I stopped them. I have it. The lady said I should come to their office. And to reconnect the light, you have to still pay.
Yeah,
so I was so upset because I had appealed, I had spoken. I just called. Funny enough, I knew somebody in the main office that was supposed to be her boss. I just called the man. I'm like, see, what your staff did? She said, what's the person's name? I tried to get her name. I got the name. And he found out that what she did was wrong, was unethical. Guess what happened? They were going to, in fact, she was being penalized right there. He even came to my house that day to kind of see what was going on. They were going to penalize her. Do you know, she was crying and begging me, like, I'm sorry. I felt so bad because I'm like, now they're going to take her job away from her just because of what she did. Now, this is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I didn't have to use all that power that I thought I had. I could have just saved her. I'm thinking this is what an excellent person thinks like, because proving that I had power, I called her boss and they fired her and they moved her. It's supposed to give me some kind of validation like this is, but when I saw her crying, like she was going to lose her, she was going to suspend it. I'm like, maybe I should have just made the reconnection fee up.
Yeah.
And then, but it went up rapidly, very fast, and I felt like some of us use our powers too often, too much. We can be a little bit more humble. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
With this story.
Very true. No, very true. Because yes, it's good. And just to quickly just round up with all what that was said, because it's amazing. Scriptures in Isaiah 50 verse 4 says, "The Lord hath given me the tongue of the learned, that I should know how to speak a word in season to him that is weary. He wakeneth morning by morning. He wakeneth mine ear to hear as the learned." That is, you know how to speak to people, the right attitude, and you can do. Excellence is true. That means excellence is achievable. Yeah. We can really get it.
Absolutely.
So, on that note, there's a lot to say. I know that definitely we're going to bring you back, because these things we want to draw from this.
I can't believe we're ending this
I'm telling you, we want to draw much more because.
No, but seriously, just give us 2-3 tips for an excellent person.
Yeah.
One,
Communication.
learn how to communicate.
You must. It's key.
Yeah.
Second one is your character,
Right.
your personal character. That's your personality. And the third one is helping others, your connection with other people.
Right.
So your communication, your personality, and then other people, how you relate with them, bringing them up, because you think about others before yourself in excellence.
And when you have excellence, you are graced. People accept you.
Yeah.
Except people that want to fight you because you're excellent, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But you are able to do what God wants you to do, and God loves excellent people. Imagine that in the Bible. We have
Yes.
excellent people that God chose, and we want you watching us to have that testimony from God. So thank you so much,
you,
Dr.
Dr.
Thank you,
Ennis.
Dr.
Well,
Surely we'll bring you back.
We'll bring you back. Sure.
And for our next segment, something's happening. You know that breakfast. So people like Paul, when he wants to take breakfast now, he eats pounded yam.
No, now.
True.
Okay.
And you know all these kind of foods that make you, but let's see, some breakfasts are not supposed to be that heavy because you're a doctor now, you know how far. Mornings are times when the body does a lot of detox.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to take something that heavy so that what the body normally does. See, I'm talking like a doctor.
Oh, okay. But see, this thing, I know there's a lot you want to say. So we're going to be taking a break because the body is already excited. So let's take a break. And when we come back, we see what she's trying to say. And you see the next time we go so that the metabolism and the osmopolism, everything will work. We'll be right back after this.